Hey everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I want to discuss a really important practice tool. Regardless of what your goals are on guitar, this is a general system to ensure that you're getting the most out of your practice time. If you haven't done so, please grab your copy of my free ebook. I'll put a link to it in the corner. It has everything that you need to get started, going through the beginner, late beginner, and into the intermediate stages of guitar, and it comes with a bunch of training videos and all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a great way to put what we're going to learn today into use. The method that I want to teach you today is called the STAIR system. It has 5 steps, and the whole philosophy behind this system is that you want to be always moving forward, consistently climbing step by step and making consistent improvement, no matter how small those steps are. The first thing that we're going to do is set our goals, and we want these to be more general. Something specific would be learning to switch from G to C. But a more general goal would be learning a song like Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, or maybe some cool fingerstyle thing that you saw in a video, or a lead guitar part. It could be anything. And then step 2 is also really simple and easy to do. Tune up. You have to tune your guitar every time you play. I say this all the time. I sound like a broken record. But the thing is, you're going to sound like a warped record if your guitar is out of tune. It's going to be brutal. So please tune up so you can build up your ear and sound good. Then step 3, we're going to activate our fingers. We're going to do something simple and kind of mindless just to warm up a bit. And I have a couple of warm-up exercises. I'll put a link to those in the corner. Warming up does more than just getting your fingers moving. When you're doing this whole thing, practicing guitar every day, it can start to feel like work, and it'll be hard to motivate yourself. And if you have this exercise that you do all the time, it's going to give you an easy way to kind of just ease into it, and then once you're at that point, you'll be warmed up and you'll feel like doing those challenging things. That's how it works for me and for all my students and for pretty much everybody that I've talked to, right? Have something kind of easy to get into it, and then all those other overwhelming things will be fun and challenging. Step 4 is to isolate our trouble spots. And this is where our gains are going to be made. This is where we will be challenging ourselves, working our hands, our brains, and pushing forward. We're going to take our goal from step 1. In this case, it was to learn Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. And we want to isolate the trouble spots. What's holding you back from reaching that goal? Maybe it's your rhythm. The song has this weird counting thing where there's extra beats. Love is a burning thing. It just goes to chords for like one little thing. Maybe it's the chord switches, like switching from G to C. It could be any number of things, and you'll know what those are. And you want to isolate those trouble spots and focus on them. If you just try to play the song start to finish, and you get to that point where you always screw up, you screw up a little bit, and then you keep going and you finish the rest of the song, you're not really getting any better at that bit that you always screw up on. You need to isolate it, focus on it. There's no point in playing the parts that you're already good at until later, until you're done your practice session and you want to just have some fun, which is equally important. I personally spend about half my time working on stuff that might be frustrating and challenging, and then I spend the other half of my time enjoying guitar, because that provides me with the perfect balance to maximize the amount of time that I play guitar. I just want to be upfront with you, and you do have to focus on the things that are giving you trouble, and you do have to enjoy yourselves. You have to challenge yourself, and you have to accept that it's not always going to be tons of fun, but you also have to have some fun in order to keep yourself motivated. So step 4, isolate the trouble spots, and don't forget to find that balance. Now, the final step, you want to record your practice. And I don't mean record an audio file. I mean, you want to write down what you did, so that you can stay organized. It could be point form, like Ring of Fire, practice G to C, counted along to recording. For me, this is probably the most valuable tool when it comes to getting better. I've filled up tons of practice journals, and it has kept me on track. I can open my book and see exactly where I left off and pick up from that exact spot. It reminds me of my goals, but it also shows me how far I've come. Ultimately, having a hard copy of your guitar journey in your hands is it's one of the most incredible things, and you're the only one who can create that. I mean, you can look up practice routines and find a whole bunch online. I look this stuff up when I'm researching how to teach better lessons, and I hate to say it, but they're like 99% useless. You might find one that suits you specifically, but I know from teaching over 1,000 one-on-one students, everyone is different. Every student I've ever taught, once they're at a certain point, the very beginner stages, yeah, you can pretty much be like, just do this, for that kind of thing. But once you hit a certain point, different people are going to be interested in different things. You want to make your own. And that's what the STAIR method does. It puts you in charge of your own journey. That's the ultimate goal here. So at this point, if you haven't grabbed your copy yet, get my free ebook. I have one for rhythm guitar. I also have one for lead guitar. And you'll get both of those with a link in the corner. And I want you to buy yourself a practice journal, or even get a binder and some lined paper. Use Post-it notes, whatever you have. I got mine at the dollar store for like $2. It has a fake leather look to it. Makes me feel cool. You do you. Either way, that's all you need to get started on being organized in your practice. That's it for today. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.